Venerable Sir, during the time of the Lord Buddha, there were many philosophical inquiries into the nature of reality, existence, and the world. Among them were the quadrilateral questions: is the world existing? Isn't the world existing? Does the world either exist or not exist? And does the world neither exist nor not exist? Why did the Lord Buddha reject these questions, and what can be learned from his response?
My dear disciples, the quadrilateral questions you bring up, whether the world exists, doesn't exist, or falls into some other category, are indeed rooted in deep philosophical speculation. In the time of the Lord Buddha, such inquiries were often posed by scholars and thinkers seeking to define reality, to grasp the essence of existence. But the Lord Buddha rejected these questions outright, and his reasons reveal something profound about the nature of our mind and the limitations of conceptual thought. Consider this. When someone asks, is the world existing or isn't the world existing? They are caught in a trap of duality, a trap of thought. We, as unenlightened beings, are conditioned to think in terms of opposite: existence and non-existence, good and bad, right and wrong. These are the frameworks of our To illustrate, let's think of a simple example. Imagine you are sitting here and someone asks, is there a world behind you? Instinctively, you might say yes. But if we examine this deeper, you will realize that this idea of the world's existence is nothing more than a thought arising in your mind. It is not an ultimate truth, but it is simply a fleeting concept, a thought that appears, exists momentarily, and then disappears. Now, if someone were asked, if there is no wall behind you, and you say no, that too is just another thought. Both of affirmation and the denial are constructs of our mind. Whether you say yes or no, the truth is that these answers are just different configurations of thoughts. None of them hold any more in strict reality than the other. And so, when the Lord Buddha was asked these quadrilateral questions, whether the world exists, does not exist, either exists or does not exist, or neither exists nor does not exist, he rejected them. These questions are merely intellectual puzzles, bound by the limitations of our thinking. They cannot capture the ultimate reality, because reality itself transcends the dualities that our mind creates. The world, as we perceive it, is not something fixed or absolute. It's a simply a collection of thoughts, a mental construct that arises and passes away, just as the idea of wall behind you is nothing more than a concept in your mind. So too are all our ideas of the world, whether we say the world exists or does not exist. We merely playing with thoughts, none of them which reflect the true nature of reality. To understand this fully, we must recognize that all our conceptualizations are empty. They are fabrications of our mind, programmed by ignorance. Our minds, like a machine, generate thoughts, process data, and produce answers. Yes or no, exists or doesn't exist, but these are just outputs of a programmed mind devoid of any inherent truth. An enlightened being, however, is no longer caught in this web of thoughts. The enlightened person lives in a pure awareness without the need to categorize, to define, to judge. For such a person, the world is simply what is experienced in the present moment. Nothing more, nothing less. There is no need to say the world exists or doesn't exist. Because to the enlightened mind, these are irrelevant. Reality is not something to be debated. It is to be lived fully and directly in this very moment. When we stop trying to define the world, when we stop clinging to our concepts of existence and non-existence, we are free ourselves from the suffering that arises from such attachments. The Lord Buddha's rejection of the Quadrilateral Questions is a reminder that true liberation comes from moving beyond confines of intellectual thoughts. It is not by engaging in philosophical speculations that we find peace, but by realizing the emptiness of all conceptualizations. When we truly see that all thoughts, all ideas, all mental constructs are empty, we can live in a state of freedom, free from the need to categorize, to label, to define. And in this state of freedom, we experience life directly, moment by moment, as it unfolds. We no longer ask whether the world exists or doesn't exist, because we understand that such questions are products of a deluded mind. We live fully with an emptied mind, free from suffering, free from ignorance. So, my dear disciples, do not be entangled in the web of these quadrilateral questions. These are the constructs of a mind still bound by ignorance. Instead, seek the experience reality directly beyond the limitations of thoughts. Live completely in the present moment, and you will find the true liberation that the Lord Buddha so compassionately pointed to. May you all realize the truth and live with awakened minds.